Barack Obama loaded up the NLRB. The NLRB is the National Labor Relations Board. What has the NLRB become under Barack Obama? It has become the labor equivalent of the EPA. So what the NLRB is now doing, it is using its regulatory authority to pursue what Congress thought was too politically toxic to debate and pass on the floor. The point of the NLRB suing Boeing was twofold. We heard about Boeing. Boeing was sued in Washington state for expanding new operations into a right-to-work state, South Carolina. They created 1,000 jobs in South Carolina and 2,000 additional jobs in Washington state. But the Machinists Union asked the NLRB to sue Boeing, saying that that expansion into South Carolina was some kind of hostile act against the Machinists Union in Washington. Silly, ridiculous. So the first assault was to punish any company that would look to a right-to-work state for expansion. NLRB is now suggesting to Boeing that if it accepts what's called card check neutrality, it's not going to pursue the claim against Boeing and force it to shut down its plant in South Carolina, costing 1,000 jobs and $1 billion in investment. It wants to use that bludgeon, that threat of $1 billion impact to get Boeing to accept what's called card check neutrality, which means this. Boeing will not fight unionization in a right-to-work state through card check, nor will it even be allowed to present its case against unionism in a right-to-work state like South Carolina. That's the first assault that they are attempting to do in South Carolina against right to work. Now, the second thing they're trying to do as well at the NLRB level, Obama's level, the regulatory level, without approval from Congress, is change the time that the unions have to organize at a company. Unions right now are required to go through a certain process when they want to organize a company. And it usually takes about 3 or 4 months to do that. You have to allow the company to present a challenge. You have to give the employees enough time to digest the information. It usually takes 3 to 4 months. National Labor Relations Board, now loaded with Barack Obama appointees, wants to take that time frame and collapse it to between 7 and 21 days. It would affect any company over 5 employees, where a union could go in, have 7 to 21 days to organize, and they could do it with access to the company database, because the moment they decided they wanted to organize a company is the moment they would have access to the database. It would only take 50% of the voting employees plus one. So even if only 30% of the employees voted, if 50% of those 30% of employees voted plus one to unionize, the company would be a union shop. You got 10 employees. If you had 6 people decide they wanted to unionize and they made that decision in 7 days, you might not even realize what was going on before you woke up one day and realized you had a union company.